So we're going to be having a little bit of fun with this one here today. We've got 10 designer fragrances that, in my opinion, could potentially pass for niche quality here or be bottled into a niche fragrance. Now there's a couple things to note. For a lot of these here, it would be truly hard for them to achieve niche quality with their budgets, right? So my idea is that if you were to take these, rework them a little bit, put some more money into them, and then bottle them into a niche fragrance, I think that they would really do well. Because we have a whole bunch of stuff here all across the board, from more affordable ones up to more expensive designers. But again, for me, all of these here are incredible. They're mind-blowing for me, and I think that they could work really well in a luxury presentation, and I think people would still buy them. I will link up all these down below to discounters so you can pick them up at a price below retail, and you will also find the Fragrance Net 35% off link, which automatically applies the current up-to-date code. Also, a couple discontinued ones in here that you can still get. So I want to highlight them now before it's too late, because we're going to be getting to that point, I would say, some of these within a couple of months, where the prices are going to be doubling and tripling on eBay and you'll be out of luck. So we'll cover those as we get to them, and we're actually kicking it off with one. So that's a good way to just get into it, and that's Gucci Guilty Absolute. So it's got leather, woody notes. There is cypress, patchouli. Man, it's rugged, masculine, leathery. Smells like a workshop in a way. Out there getting your hands dirty, grease, oil, all of that stuff. It is a masculine scent by every definition. So make sure you are fully aware of that when going into this one. Depending on what your taste is, a blind buy may be risky. However, this is a discontinued fragrance now, unfortunately, which doesn't really surprise me given the challenging nature of this one. You can still get it though. Discounters do carry it. I will link it up down below, but not for long. Prices are going to be continuing to go up until they reach eBay, where they're going to be going for $200, $300, $400, like basically every other coveted Gucci fragrance. Envy, Rush, Pour Homme 1 and 2, this is going to join the likes of those. Gucci, they discontinue their best stuff, literally. This is one of their best fragrances, and it's not going to be with us much longer. So definitely check it out, and could pass as a niche fragrance. In a way, kind of does. Kilian Dark Lord has a similar thing going on, so that's pretty cool. Next up, we've got PASHA de Cartier Parfum. So this one here is a really, really nice, smooth, sandalwood, boozy, woody fragrance. It's got benzoin, sandalwood, fir, liqueur. Man, love it. Always have, ever since it first came out. It's been one that I've really enjoyed. That opening is incredible, nice and sparkling and bright, but don't let that fool you 100%. As it dries down, it will get more smooth, more sweet, more creamy, that sort of thing. The sandalwood comes to the forefront in the base. Smells amazing. It's so refined, so mature, and at its current price point, you know, it's about $100, even on discounters. I think it could go for more if they were to rework it a little bit, up the quality even further, give it niche packaging, niche presentation, and sell it to us that way. I think this would work. That's how much I believe in the scent. I mean, this is an amazing, mind-blowing creation here. The quality as it stands right now is already really good and superior to a lot of other designer fragrances. I mean, this stuff here, it's incredibly well done. Was a little bit hard to get for a while, but it is back in stock now. And so if you've been wanting one, I would scoop one up. You still have some winter time left to be really wearing this one and enjoying it. I know I'm going to be. Next up, AZZARO Pour Homme ELIXIR. Vanilla, pear, blackcurrant, and tonka bean are some of the main notes. So this is a little bit of a kind of an oddball, being that it doesn't get featured all that much. You know, lately it's been AZZARO Pour Homme Intense. I've been talking about that. But that one is almost out of stock again, and it's been hard to get lately. ELIXIR is one that you can get easily. It's heavily stocked. It's been out for a while, so it's nothing new here, and it really doesn't get hyped either, so it's really easy to get your hands on. It's also very affordable, and it's unique. It's different. I really like this one because it kind of plays on that original DNA a little bit, but is adding, believe it or not, a little bit of a fruitiness from that pear, a spiciness, a sweetness. It's a really nice mixture. The bottle's also different than the others. It's thicker, a little bit bulkier, heavier. Just kind of a cool little twist here. A fragrance that is kind of flying under the radar, but I do think if they were to bulk this one up, pump a bit more quality into it here, and give it a better presentation, I think this could pass for a niche fragrance here, like a more of an entry-level niche fragrance. I think it would work really well. This stuff here is one you should look into. It's at a very affordable price. Luckily, we don't have to pay niche prices for it. I would check it out. We're going to cover that second and final discontinued fragrance now. This is going to be one of the last times you hear this. If I can even do it. You already know what it is. It's going to be sad. That's kind of the iconic thing. Everyone who features CH PRIVE does that off camera, just to be cool. I like to do it as well. It sucks. CH PRIVE, man, it's done. It's gone. It's axed. And it's really frustrating because this is an eau de toilette. This is one of their best smelling fragrances, seriously. Leather, whiskey, tonka bean. And guess what? Performance is 5 to 6 hours. Not really great, given that it's a leather, whiskey, boozy fragrance. I've said this before, but if this performed, up into the 8-9 hour mark and projected a bit more, this would be one of my go-to winter fragrances. You would probably have to take this bottle away from me to keep me from wearing it. That's how much I love the smell. But they just didn't really do anything with it. They gave us Bad Boy, and they're releasing Bad Boy flankers, and flankers of all the 212s and everything. They couldn't have given us a CH PRIVE, EDP, or Parfum and given this one good performance. That's frustrating, and I think I'm speaking on behalf of everyone here. It's like Dolce & Gabbana, the one EDP even. They didn't give us good performance on that either. So, here's what it is. But you can buy it. It's 50 ml for $40. So you can buy 2 of those to make a 100 ml for $80. That's really not terrible considering the stock is already getting low. They have 100 mils in stock and even 150 mils in stock. We'll link it down below. It's going to be some of your last chances to get this one before it's gone for good. Okay. Philipp Plein No Limits is up next. So this one's got dark chocolate, it's got leather, vanilla, incense, a whole bunch of other notes, by the way, but those are kind of the main ones, and Alberto Marias created this one. It's even got a good atomizer. Very easy to overlook. I've talked about it a million times. At some point I'll stop bringing it up, but it really is easy to overlook, okay? And I don't want you to do that. I want you to focus on the notes, and I want you to focus on the smell. This is impressive. It really is, because you pick up on that chocolate, that leather, that incense. It's kind of dark and mysterious and sweet and very masculine. It is a remarkable fragrance. Seriously, one of the better designer fragrances out there. Seriously, and it's crazy to say that, but it is, Going up against all of the big designer brands that are more popular here in the US, this fragrance holds up great. It smells awesome, man. Love it. And I think this could easily pass as a niche fragrance. I really do. Put it into a niche presentation, smooth it out a little bit more, give it a little bit more of a dimension. It still has a lot of depth to it, but give it that niche, polished feel, and you've got a winner that could go for $300 retail. Really. I mean, this is beautiful. Chocolatey, smooth, sweet, kind of powdery and vanillic and gourmand in a way. It's like each time you smell it, you discover different nuances. I can go on about this one all day. I could wear this and smell this all the time. Truly remarkable stuff here that could easily pass as a niche fragrance. Next up, Armani Code Absolu Gold. Very, very nice looking bottle here. Tonka bean, iris, saffron, benzoin. So kind of maintains that Armani Code Absolu smell, but with the addition of iris. So it's a little bit more creamy and silky smooth. Just a different take on Absolu. It is a limited edition, by the way. Discounters do have this one, and it will also be linked up down below. I would recommend getting this one sooner rather than later. We see what happens with the limited editions. They go relatively quick, and then they fetch a big price on eBay. Look at Acqua di Gio Profumo Special Blend. Look at what's going to be going on with Acqua di Gio Absolu Instinct and Profondo Lights. Those are still easy to get, but once they're gone, they go pretty quick. So I do think Code Absolu Gold is worth a pickup if you like the original Code already. It's a nice different twist. If you're someone who likes to wear Absolu a lot, but you want to break it up and change it up a little bit, this one's perfect. And for me, that's what I use it for. I can go days in a row wearing Code Absolu, and sometimes I'm like, all right, I need to change it up. I go for Absolu Gold. It's a nice little twist. Reset your palette. smells great. A little bit more of an orange kick up top, more creamy and smooth and sweet. It's a very well done scent, and if you like iris, you're also really going to like this one here. One that I also think has a lot of potential to be bottled into something more expensive if they tweaked it a little bit. So we have the cheapest fragrance on this list next, and one that's, it's really hard to believe that it is this cheap, but it's Roberto Cavalli UOMO. Violet, honey, tonka bean. I mean, man, yeah, it's crazy. It really is. That was not a very good spray. Wow, it's crazy. It's really good. Really, really good. Now, the quality on this one would need to be increased. They would need to tweak it a little bit to niche it out, put it into a niche bottle. I'm not saying that the quality is bad. For the price, it's actually one of the better quality fragrances on the market, price-wise. But comparing it to niche, there are going to be differences there, more so than some of the others because of the price. You know, it's not all smoke and mirrors. People, you know, claim niche snob when you say that inexpensive fragrance is lower quality. It's just kind of the truth a lot of times. I do think if they were to bulk this one up, beef up that quality there, and bottle it into a niche presentation, I think this one could go pretty far. I really do. Really nice honey violet leaf or violet kind of mixture, fresh sweet combination, powdery tonka bean. It's one that you would not expect at this price point from Roberto Cavalli. Really, really well done and has a ton of potential. Running down to the end, a fragrance that is no stranger on the channel, one that I have a lot of love for, one that I hope they never discontinue like they did with some of their other best flankers. So it makes me nervous, to say the least. This brand's track record with this line is, you know, it's a little bit concerning. So I have backup bottles already. Even though there's no discontinuation talk yet, I don't want to put that in anyone's mind. For me, I got backups already. This is Fahrenheit Parfum. So still fully in stock, still at a normal price point, nothing to be worried about right now as far as I'm concerned. So that's why I'm including it, because easy to get still. It's got vanilla, it's got rum, suede. Man, the violet leaf in here is incredible. Kind of has that petrol gasoline smell like the original, but with this booziness, this sweetness, this nice kind of leathery suede note underneath. It's a combination that you would not expect to work, yet it works incredibly well. It's fresh and sweet. It's a nice mixture. It's one that would be really good for spring and fall. I wear it in wintertime a lot. I've been wearing it throughout this past winter quite a bit. But the reason why I'm bringing up spring and fall in particular is because if you live somewhere like where I do, spring and fall is like the most bipolar times of the year. Because you wake up in the morning and it can be 40 degrees and then it gets up to 70 degrees in the afternoon sometimes. I swear it works like that. It's so weird. You have to leave your house bundled up, and then at the end of the day when you're leaving work or whatever, it's hot outside. And this kind of fragrance works for that. It's fresh, but it's sweet. Works really well. Great for the bipolar weather pattern that we have here when it's spring and fall time, and sometimes even summer. Oh, nice. Bottega Veneta Pour Homme. This is a personal favorite of mine. So realistically here, you could put Pour Homme, you could put Pour Homme Extreme, and there's even Pour Homme either Parfum or Absolute. It's like in an all black bottle. I have that one as well, discontinued though, but if you do have it, in my opinion, it could be put in here. But I'm just going here, the original, just for easiness. Wow. Wow. So this one's got pine, leather, fir, juniper. Judging by that note breakdown, you know what it's going to be all about. It's a woody, masculine fragrance. I'm quite an outdoorsman. It's my reset button. You know, I have an indoor job, so being able to get outside and enjoy the weather, especially not really in wintertime, but in spring and summer, fall, it's one of my favorite things to do. And this reminds me of just spending time in the woods, spending time just outdoors in general. If you're splitting firewood, if you're hunting, well, you wouldn't be wearing a fragrance if you're hunting, but you get the idea. If you are an outdoorsman and you like the smell and you like to be reminded of the outdoors and a fragrance, this one does it very, very well. It's woody, it's a little bit smoky, it's very mature, very masculine, very refined. It's not a youthful bubblegummy fragrance. It's one that's going to be more for someone who wants something mature, but that's what I like about it. This could go very far in a niche presentation with a niche storyline, and if they were to bump up the quality a little bit here, maybe even just tweak it and give it a tiny bit more of a depth or smokiness, it could go very far for sure. No doubt in my mind. And last up, kind of one that I felt was obligated to be in here for me. DIOR Homme Intense Iris Lavender Ambrette. Man, another one that I love dearly. It's crazy. Smooth, sweet, silky, nice creamy iris. Also has a little bit of a chocolatey nature. It's a comfort scent. Smells so nice. Puts me in such a relaxed mood. It smells great. Quality is effortless. It does not smell like anything is clashing. It does not smell harsh or synthetic by any stretch. I mean, it's comforting, literally. It is silky smooth. From the very second you touch the atomizer all the way into the dry down, there's not a single part about it that is harsh or synthetic or anything like that. It's impressive stuff. And DIOR Homme Parfum, even the original, all of them pull that off really well. That could be bottled into a niche fragrance. I mean, it has the uniqueness. It already has really good quality, a good starting point. I mean, everything about it is just 10 out of 10. Top notch. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for me. That is 10 mind-blowing designer fragrances that in my opinion could pass for niche. Tweak them a little bit, bump up the quality, put it into a niche presentation. I think they go very far for sure. And remember, a couple discontinued ones that you can still buy, which is why I'm including them. I don't include discontinued fragrances that you can't buy currently at the publishing of this video. If you're watching 2 years down the road and you decide to leave a nasty comment, well, I'm sorry, but that's just not how it works. So yeah, these two right here, ABSOLU and PRIVE, still available. We'll link them down below. Would encourage you to get them if you have any sort of interest before it's too late. I know some people will already kind of not like the pricing on these now, which is fair, but they're not going to get any cheaper. So if you want them, now would be the time. The 35% off link will be down there as well. Make sure you hit that before you make any purchase. That way you get the best deal. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.